There's a moment with money that almost nobody talks about. It's not when you get your first raise. It's not when you hit six figures. It's not even when you finally feel rich. It's the moment when an unexpected expense shows up and you don't panic. Your car needs repairs. Your rent goes up. Your laptop dies at the worst possible time. And instead of stress, fear, or mental math gymnastics, you just think, okay, annoying but manageable. That moment usually happens around $20,000 saved. Not a million, not even close. And once you hit it, money stops feeling like an emergency and starts feeling like a tool. Most people think wealth is about how much you make. But the truth is, wealth is about how much pressure money puts on your brain. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, your entire financial system is reactive. Every decision is about avoiding disaster. You don't ask, how do I grow long term? You ask, how do I survive until Friday? That mindset shapes everything. The jobs you take, the risks you avoid, the opportunities you never even consider. Here's the shift that happens around $20,000. You exit survival mode. Psychologists talk about this as cognitive bandwidth. When resources are scarce, your brain narrows its focus. It becomes short-term, defensive, and risk-averse. That's why people stuck financially often feel exhausted all the time, even when they're doing everything right. Money stress eats your mental energy. But once you build a buffer, usually 3 to 6 months of living expenses, your brain finally gets breathing room. You stop asking, what if everything goes wrong, and start asking, what could go right? That change alone is life-altering. This is also where compound interest starts to feel real. Early on, investing feels pointless. You save for months just to watch your account move a few $100s. A 10% return on $2,000 doesn't change your life. It barely changes your mood. But a 10% return on $20,000, that's thousands of dollars appearing without extra work. Same investments, same strategy, different scale. Your money starts assisting you instead of just sitting there. That's when momentum kicks in. The first $20,000 is slow, painful, and boring. Every milestone after that arrives faster, not because you're working harder, but because your money finally joined the team. But the most important part of hitting $20,000 isn't the math, it's what you prove to yourself. You prove that you can delay gratification, you can stick to a long-term plan, you can say no now to say yes later. That identity shift matters more than any stock pick or investment strategy. Because once you become someone who saves and invests, future decisions get easier. You're no longer relying on motivation. You're operating from habit. Something else changes too, how you see problems. When you're broke, every inconvenience feels catastrophic. A bill can ruin your month, a mistake can undo weeks of progress. But with a financial cushion, problems shrink. A car repair becomes an annoyance. A job change becomes an option. A risk becomes a calculation instead of a fear. You gain optionality, and optionality is what actually creates wealth. Money doesn't just buy stuff, it buys choices. This even spills into your career. When you don't have savings, your job owns you. You tolerate bad managers. You avoid negotiations. You stay quiet when you shouldn't. But when you have walk-away money, the power dynamic flips. You don't need to quit. You don't need to threaten anything. Just knowing you could changes how you show up. You become more confident, more selective, more willing to push for better outcomes. And ironically, that confidence often leads to higher income, which accelerates the entire process. This is also where people mess it up. They hit $20,000 and immediately spend it to reward themselves. New car, luxury vacation, lifestyle upgrade they're not ready for. That money isn't a prize. It's the foundation. Blowing it resets the clock. Because the goal isn't to look wealthy, it's to stop being fragile. Here's the quiet truth most people never realize. Many people spend more money trying to feel successful than it would take to actually become financially free. Cars, especially, are the biggest offender. Monthly payments quietly drain future wealth while providing short-term validation. Once you understand opportunity cost, your priorities change. You stop asking, can I afford the payment? And start asking, what does this delay? That shift alone will outperform most investment advice. $20,000 won't make you rich, but it will, calm your nervous system, expand your thinking, unlock momentum, give you leverage over your own life. It's the line between reacting and designing. If you're below it, make that your mission, not for status, not for flexing, but for freedom. Your future self will feel the difference every single day.